All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 28. We'll wait for Jaime to jump in just a moment. He's joining the good old Facebook. Actually, what Jaime does, so those of you who are watching, he actually sets up a lot of the stuff on the back end to stream in multiple places, so that helps us out greatly. But today we're going to be talking about how to make you some money, as we usually do. Here's Jaime coming in now. Give me one moment. Let us know where you're tuning in from, by the way, so we can make sure. Let's see. Looks like my headphones kicked over. Jaime, give me 1 second so I can make sure I kick my headphones back over to. All right, volume's all the way down there. Jaime, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
All right, let's see. Joseph, AirPods are connected. We are rocking and rolling. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us know if you can hear us okay, so that we can make sure that we sound good for you and you can hear all the money-making tips we're going to be talking about today.
100%. Welcome, everybody, to the Agent Lead Source podcast. Let us know where you're listening from.
I mean, you might double check your sound. You sound like the sound might be coming from your headphones, so you might just check your computer to make sure your sound's coming from your microphone, just to confirm. Usually you sound very crispy.
All right. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, but it doesn't sound like the normal bing, bang, boom, Jaime. That sounded weird to say that out loud after I said it.
Where are you listening from? Are you listening from?
I'm listening from Zoom.
Me too.
Okay. And so
maybe if I get a little bit closer here.
I mean, I can hear you fine. Like I said, I was just saying it didn't sound as crispy audio as it usually does from your fancy mic.
I think you're right. So let me see.
So if you go in your...
All right, so everybody on let's do this. So everybody on Facebook, can you hear us okay? Is there an echo in the background? Joseph, you wanna chime in and start talking? Same thing for YouTube. Help us out, please.
Yeah. If you can hear me okay, we'll go ahead and start talking either way, Jaime. We'll let the people tell us, and if we need to make some adjustments, we can make some adjustments. How about that?
That's fair.
Awesome. All right. Let's get rocking and rolling. Jaime, you want to tell everybody what we're talking about today? I think there'll be a lot of excited people.
Yes. So today, welcome to the Agent Lead Source podcast. We are working on episode 28. We are here. We have made it. We are on our way to the big 3-0. Not that that's a big milestone. It's just 3-0. But episode 28, we're talking about leverage. We're talking about scaling our business and going from 1 lead per day to 25 leads per day. Now, before you think, well, this is clickbait, 1, it absolutely is. But 2, we're actually going to deliver on what we say, because it's very easy for us to say, hey, just spend $100 a day on ads. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to back our way into that actual number so you can see where to work on your business to actually see those results.
Fantastic. So those of you who are excited about this, let us know. Would you like to go to 25 leads per day? Right. And also go ahead and comment. Tell us how many leads you're currently generating per day. Right. Because that's always helpful to see the comments that are coming in so we can understand where people currently are and where the stuff that we provide in this podcast takes them to, right? Because again, the things that we do firmly are built on strategies that we've tested or that other agents in our sphere have tested that work to actually generate business. So again, comment, let us know where you currently are in your lead generation process, how many leads you're generating per day, and then we'll start talking about these strategies to get you to 25 leads per day. Or if you're at 25 already, get you more.
Sweet. So I heard that there's some popping. Let me reduce this microphone for a quick second. Sure. So let me know if that helped out a little bit.
On the Facebook side, everybody said it sounds fine. Just
awesome. So let's I think you mentioned let's get started, but let's quick start. Katy, Texas, in the house. San Antonio, right down the road from you. Well, not now. Right down the road from me right now. San Antonio's in the house. I saw somebody else from across the pond here. And then where else are we having? In Canada, Prince Edward Island. And nice. Then we also have from the Philippines. So, hey, we're very well represented tonight.
How about
Absolutely
that?
lovely.
Yeah, we
Absolutely
got
lovely.
Bree Sweet joining us on Facebook, Megan Victor, Natalie Pinto, and Melissa Wright. Welcome. And then we have, looks like 16 or 17 other people who have not named who they are or where they're from, or said anything in the comments, but hopefully they catch up. So actually now we're at 23. So we'll go ahead and start rocking and rolling. Jaime, do you want to go over the first strategy that you have in mind to help people? And what I want you to do while you're watching this, folks, is I want you, or listening to this, is I want you to write down the number of leads we talk about so that you can see that we're going to get you to that 25.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you say that, I'm going to do that on my end too. So we don't miss them. Cause it was on the Evernote, but given that we have a lot of things
Uh,
going on, nothing better than, actually, this is my checkbook. Joseph, I almost gave you my
yeah,
account
don't do
number.
that. We'll have to blur that out later.
Yeah.
Do
All
not
right.
watch this
So
on.
yeah, don't screenshot that. What are you doing? Well, again, welcome to the Agent Lead Source Podcast. I know that we're just having a lot of fun here, but this is enjoyable speaking with you about the different strategies that you can grow your business. Now, as a quick reminder, before we jump in, a 5-star review goes a long way. I'm going to go ahead and ask that immediately because, as you know, we absolutely value the reviews. Now, the first strategy that we're going to cover, and really all of the strategies that we're going to work in unison, has to do with concentrating your efforts into certain aspects that you want to grow your business. You're actually going to see that some of our strategies are going to go beyond the 25 leads because we're giving you different entry points, different avenues to pursue. So one of them right now is something that you absolutely need to be leveraging is your sphere of influence. Your sphere of influence with what you're doing in your social media platforms today. So regardless, if we're talking about LinkedIn, if we're talking about Instagram, if we're talking about Facebook, if we're talking about any other platform that you use right now, you need to be leveraging your sphere of influence. And what does that mean? That means that you need to start engaging with the people that already follow you, aka your sphere of influence. Now, there's two modalities that you can take. One is through an attraction method, which is something that Joseph is going to cover from the attraction standpoint, because he's got some phenomenal ways to attract people to you to have a conversation that revolves around real estate. And you're going to see how specific this is. But then there's also more of the push, more of the prospecting side. This is when we're talking about getting into DMs every single day. So just putting some things into action. Only three leads are we attributing to this prospecting. Active prospecting every single day. You're getting into 3 DMs every single day. And remember, so as leads, something that we've talked about, I mean, every single episode at this point, leads are conversations. Leads are conversations about either real estate, about they're ready to do something now, ready to do something in 6 months, ready to do something later on. So we're only attributing 3 leads to actually prospecting with your sphere of influence. So this means you reach out to 3 individual people every single day. And this means be intentional with it. Start asking questions about their day is fine, about what they're doing is fine. And the best way that you're going to find people that are going to actually return your engagement is those people that are actively posting on social media. So an early practice every single day, a practice that you can do whenever you wake up, is seeing who has commented, whether commented on their social media, whether they put a meme up, whether they posted about their day, how great or terrible it was. Any type of post that they have, you acknowledge that, comment on that post, and then get into their DMs. So these are something you want to do with 3 different individuals every single day. Joseph, did that
Love
cover
it.
the strategy?
Yeah, no, I think that's good, right? It's literally going in and seeing who's engaging, right? The most engaged friends are usually the best people that you're going to work with, especially on social media. And not only that, if you do that, you're going to actually increase your own engagement anytime you post anything. A lot of people don't realize this. If you are consistently interacting with other people's stuff, those particular people that you interact with are the ones who see your content. So it is highly recommended that you do this strategy that Jaime's talking about. Hey, go comment on if they said something in the morning, and then send them a message like, hey, just checking in on you, saw your post, really enjoyed it. How's life going? Like, make it very simple, not salesy at all. How's business going? And then you can lead into business, right? But yeah, very effective strategy. So I want to continue upon that strategy, Jaime, of messaging people, DMing 3 people. Um, so that's 3. That's 3 possible leads already, right? at 3 contacts for sure. And did that make sense to everyone that's watching? Please let us know in the comments so we can see that it made sense. So number 2 is I would actually go out, and I have my team do this for us, and we actually do it for several agents as well. We go out and we send a happy birthday message to every single or every single person on our page that has a birthday, on our Facebook personal page that has a birthday that day. It's a recorded video of me saying happy birthday to everyone. Some people watching are probably like, what? It's a recording. But very, very seamless video that's like, hey, happy birthday. I just want to take a minute to wish you happy birthday. I know it's a special day for you. I hope your family, is loving on you and you're around the people that you want to be around, and that you're, getting opportunities to smile on your special day. Again, happy birthday. Literally, that's all I say. Right? A little more charismatically than that sometimes. But then my team does that for me. They send out a birthday message to however many people have a birthday that day. And so everyone gets a video birthday message. So depending on how many people, it's usually at a minimum 5 people. And at a maximum, sometimes it's 20 people in a day, right? So literally every single person on my Facebook page, and that's whatever, almost 5,000 people at this point, it fluctuates between 4,000 and 5,000, they get a birthday message. That is 4,000 to 5,000 messages, contacts that are made every single year, right? And so you as a real estate agent should be doing the same thing, because that's 4,000 or 5,000 potential buyers or sellers, especially if most of your friends are in your local market, right? So that alone, let's just call it 5, right? 5 contacts, 5 leads alone. So that, again, let us know in the comments if that made sense. Birthday messages every day will be at least 5 leads that you're potentially getting in contact with. By the way, if they respond back, say, hey, can I update your information to my database? You can add them to your database.
I'm glad that I'm glad that you touched on that. So please remember, if there's anything that's a bit unclear on, how does the dialogue go, please feel free to comment. We would love to go a little bit deeper. Right now, we're going through all of the strategies in, that we highlighted. So if we need to park it for a quick second and really expand on it, we have the opportunity right now, because it's early in the podcast. So we haven't really got into any rabbit holes that we can that we have to dig ourselves out of. So if you need some additional clarity, absolutely please feel free to comment down below. But also, something that you mentioned is very pivotal, regardless of the strategy that you just highlighted with the birthday message, or the one that I highlighted early on. There's a few other strategies that we're talking about connecting in the DMs. One of the most powerful things that you can do for your business is getting an updated information from every single user. Because maybe you were fantastic friends with that college buddy of yours back in college, but do you have their real phone number now, or their updated phone number? Do you have their email? Do you have their address? If they're homeowners, well, I'm going to venture to guess that no. So it's a good practice as you start engaging, having a non-threatening comment like Joseph just mentioned. Hey, I don't think what's the best contact information for you? I lost it on my phone. Technology is the best scapegoat. You see that on this podcast all the time. Anytime that we're late, dang, technology. Pat sucks at being our producer, and we just couldn't log in. So you can always point to technology. It's almost like the dog ate my homework excuse. Just say you lost your, well, I don't want you to really lie, but a white lie is fine, I guess. Attributing it to a new phone number is a great get out of jail free card. So that is a fantastic way for you to introduce hey, I need your phone number, I need your email, and I need your address. You're just updating your database.
Yeah, I mean, by making that first contact point, like you said, hey, just checking in on you, seeing how things are going. They respond back, blah, 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 whatever the conversation is. And then, hey, by the way, want to make sure I update your database, or update my database with your contact information. Did you get a new phone number or anything, right? Or a new email? And if they say yes, no, whatever the case is, cool. If you want to lower the barrier to entry to get that data, then all you do is you send hey, this is my updated information. Do you have, can you send your information over as well, so I can make sure it's updated in my database? Super simple, super easy, right? So that's very low hanging fruit for leads.
100%. And speaking of low hanging fruit, we really need to enhance on a strategy that we've talked about in the past. but I think it's an appropriate time to introduce this right now. So remember, we're getting to that magic number, and we're going to use the organic as much as possible. And yes, we're going to pepper in some paid strategies, because at the end of the day, a lot of you are learning and or have knowledge in generating paid leads, whether that's through Facebook, Google, YouTube. So we're going to introduce that as well, but we're going to stick with organic as much as we can. One of those strategies that's going to generate you 5 conversations, 5 leads at minimum, is the messenger strategy. Marketplace, my apologies, marketplace strategy that happens to go into your DMs. So with the Facebook marketplace strategy, we're leveraging a listing, and you can play it various ways. You can leverage a listing that just hit the market. So you can leverage the urgency aspect to it, which is just listed. There's a lot of homes right now that go on the market and instantly get 5 offers, 10 offers, and beyond. So leveraging that urgency in Facebook Marketplace is working fantastic. Now, another way to leverage Facebook Marketplace is to leverage the inventory that the builders have. So there's some builders in your market. I mean, every market is different, but there's plenty of builders out there that are going to gladly allow you to market their product, because at the end of the day, you're bringing them buyers. And over 80% for most builders is around the number that they end up doing with transactions with you real estate agents, as opposed to doing direct. So I know that we have this little butting of heads from builders and agents, but that is something that is going to continue to happen. It just doesn't need to demotivate you or unmotivate you. I don't know the best way of saying that, but you don't need to shy away from new builds, because as Joseph and I bring up in every single podcast without fail, new builds is fantastic, a fantastic niche to break into. It doesn't have to be your only focus, but it can be if you wanted it to. So from a Facebook marketplace standpoint, you're leveraging a property, and you're going to have so many people reach out to you in the DMs. So there you have that conversation, and that's what it has to be. It has to be a conversation. If you lead with, hey, are you pre-qualified? Don't count on somebody responding back to your message. Correct. That's just a great way to say, screw off, basically.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, you bum.
Get out of here, you bum.
So yeah, that's the marketplace. And I think that 5 was actually conservative. We could have upped that number, Joseph.
Yeah.
As my camera turns off, but we could have upped that number, but we didn't. So there's a lot of other strategies coming down the pipe.
Yeah, no, I think that number could be higher as well. And those of you who missed that strategy, again, comment and make sure you comment and let us know what your thoughts are on these particular strategies, right? Or if you've tried them before. But yeah, a lot of people may have gone over the head. If you don't have listings, which a lot of people don't have right now, especially in today's climate, in today's market, because of everything that's going on and low inventory, you can use a builder's inventory. You reach out to them. Hey, I know you might have some specs on the ground or something coming up that needs to be sold. Would love to be able to market that for you. And then whenever they respond back, yes, now you have something, as Jaime stated, to go into marketplace and market to get buyers, right? Pre-approved buyers. And if you talk to the builder the right way, guess what? You can get those every single week. And actually, we had this on our mastermind call, Jaime. We talked about, with my agents that have full-time VAs, we talked about how to do this. I don't know if I'll tell everybody here. I might do this on the next podcast, because I don't want to break that one yet, because it's something that they're going to be doing. But as soon as we get the feedback in that, I'll definitely let everybody else know about it. So I think we're at, what is that, 13 leads already?
13 so far.
Okay, so 13 so far. Okay, so you talked about leveraging listings from your own brokerage, or leveraging listings from new construction, right? Builders. I'm going to talk about something that I did a video about yesterday, which is leveraging buyers. This is going to be a touchy subject for some of you, but some of you are going to be very excited about it. So what we know is there are more buyers right now than there are homes available. I think we can all agree on that. And let's call it February 2021. Actually, one of the agents on our mastermind call actually said they're having lotteries in her market, which means that you have to join the lottery for this new construction community to even be able to get your name on the list to be picked to say if you want to buy a house. So you can be pre-approved, ready to go. You still have to join the lottery and get your name picked out of a hat, if you will. I don't know if it's a real hat, but get your name picked out of the hat to even have an opportunity to buy in that neighborhood. That's how crazy the market is right now. So let's talk about leveraging buyers. So I did a test, and usually I test most things, and then I tell you guys how I tested it and why I tested it. So yesterday in this group, I did a test, and I said, okay, how many real estate agents have pre-approved buyers that they're looking or still trying to get a listing for or find a house for them to buy? Jaime, there were 144 comments, and that's just the people who saw it, right? So 144 people that are struggling to find sellers, right? So I said, all right, let's extrapolate some ideas from this particular strategy. If you can get in contact with your local real estate agents, you can post in a group and say, hey, how many real estate agents are in this group? Or on your personal wall, how many real estate agents have pre-approved buyers that they're still looking for listings for? And so, I think this is probably going to be the only time people hear this. So what you do is you say, great, you reach out to them. Hey, what areas is your buyer looking to buy in? How much are they pre-approved for, and how many bedrooms and bathrooms, are they looking for? Now you have a quote unquote pre-approved buyer that you're not going to help that person directly, but you're going to help that agent directly, right? So indirectly, you're helping the buyer. What you're really doing too is you're helping yourself. So you say, okay, I know that this buyer is interested in this neighborhood. Or now you have 20, 30, 40, 50 buyers, right? They're not yours. Your goal is to go out and find a listing. So you become the middleman of the middleman, is what I told my agents. And you go out, and so you have 50 buyers, and I won't break down how we built out the Excel sheet for this, but I'll break down just the strategy as a whole. And so you have 50 buyers, you go to these different neighborhoods and say, and you put your information in. What's up, Vicky? You put your information in on your business card, and hey, we have somebody that's pre-approved that wants to buy your house. And they're ready to move in ASAP, ready to make an offer ASAP. If you're interested in selling, let us know. We'll put you in contact with that person. And then they reach out to you, you get the listing, you get the house sold, and especially in this market, within 7 days maximum, boom, you made money, right? And so you were talking about leveraging listings, which I think is fantastic. You need to write that down if you're watching this or listening to this. But this is also during a hot sellers market. This is how you go out and get sellers. And a lot of people don't understand you can leverage other people's buyers to get listings. Does that make sense to everybody?
Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Folks, did we just listen to that? Did we just hear that? I feel like there's about 30 hearts that are about to go up, and there's about 30 likes over on YouTube that should be lighting up at the moment. Folks, did we just hear that? I'm trying to not oversell it, because there's no need to oversell it. Actually, there is, because it's just that good of a strategy. So if you were dozing off and you were, putting kids to bed, admirable, that's awesome. But you're going to want to come back and listen to this. You're going to want to come back and pin it and really analyze what just happened. Now, we don't have time to come back to it. However, understand that you're leveraging the success of other agents for your success at the end of the day, and you're becoming that middleman or middle woman, as Joseph just highlighted. So you are playing matchmaker, which you do in everyday life, except you're not playing matchmaker directly at this point. You're playing matchmaker to the matchmaker. And there's an aspect of this that can be, the entire strategy is really scalable. So we could actually put infinite, Joseph. We could actually put infinite if we wanted to on the amount of leads as we're getting to our counter. However, that is just a fantastic way for you to show that you are active in the industry, show that you're having success. Again, you're not necessarily representing that that's your buyer, if you will. And then it's also giving you a way to create that inventory that we know right now we're absolutely lacking. And we covet that so much. And we see buyers sometimes, Joseph, here I am about to go off the deep end, but we see buyers as a burden when they're not. At the end of the day, the person that's going to pay your commission, let's be real, it's not the seller. Yeah, they agreed on the dotted line that if this sells, you're going to be compensated. However, but where's this money coming from? It's from the buyer. It's from their employment. It's from their down payment. It's from them doing the work to be able to hand over a briefcase full of cash. So then everybody gets to participate in that transaction and the economy continues roaring. So that is just something that we need to be cognizant of, because that right there is just a fantastic way to gain your business, absolutely grow your business.
Yeah.
All righty. All right. So we have a lot of comments. Yes.
Okay.
Right. Exclamation marks all over the place. What's up? Julio says, what's up, Jaime and Joseph? Ben says, brilliant tip. Tiffany says, hi, Joseph and Jaime. We also have another hi. There we go. I love the love. That's awesome.
So Jaime, as you go ahead.
How many leads did we attribute to that?
I just put 5 to 10 down just as a conservative number, because reality is if you have 50 plus buyers in a market that you get from other agents, and you go market into every neighborhood that they've told you that their buyers interested in, there's no reason you can't have an extra 5 listings within 30 to 60 days. That's it, reality of it. What I was going to say, though, the important part about these things that we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is you have to do them, right? We talk about this every call. And if you're not taking action on these items, then, really, why do you even listening to not just us, to anybody, right? Don't be an information hoarder, right? Be an information gatherer. And then after you gather information, deploy it, right? Deploy the tips and actions that we're giving you, because these are realistic. I guarantee. Actually, let's do this, Simon. If you're listening right now, I want you all to go to your own personal wall or into one of your random Facebook groups in your market and post how many real estate agents are in this group, or how many real estate agents am I connected with, or how many real estate agents am I connected with that have pre-approved buyers. You're going to immediately have people that tell you that they have pre-approved buyers. And then from there, you build out the strategy that we talked about. But I want you to do that now, right? Because I know how we all work, most of us, is we'll gather this information, it'll sit on your desk, it'll sit somewhere, and then by the end of 2021, you're like, man, I wish I had more listings. And I'm telling you how to get at least 5 listings in the next 60 days, right?
That's great. So yeah, let's do it. Let's take up that challenge. Open up another tab. If you're on the desktop. If you're not, go ahead and make the comment and come right back. We're gonna do a little bit of a plug real quick, but just make sure that if you're listening to the podcast, a 5-star review is going to go a long way. Now, 5-star review is that's something you can leave on the Apple Podcast Store. If you believe that these strategies are valuable, then we highly encourage you to go ahead and give us that 5-star review. But also, almost as important, is sharing this with somebody that you believe will benefit from it. If you have plenty of business, congratulations. God bless you. Awesome. However, you know plenty of real estate agents that you actually care about. Believe it or not, you care about other real estate agents that need to hear this message or need to hear ways that they can improve their business. Either they have too much time on their hands or just don't have enough coin in their hand. Whatever the case may be, they need some help. So you may not have the time, energy, or really honestly desire at this point to help them directly, but there's plenty of resources. This is one of them. So do them a favor and do us a favor by sharing the message far and wide, because right now the strategy that Joseph just mentioned and several that we've covered already and will continue to cover here later on in the podcast, some of these strategies, Joseph, I'm going to go off on this. And some of these strategies were ripped off from the individuals that are hosting this podcast and are put behind a paywall by the ClickFunnels Mafia. I'm going to bring them back up, Joseph. I have to, because I'm just seeing this too much. This information that you're getting for absolutely free is being put behind a paywall, and your brethren and sisterin are paying hundreds and thousands of dollars for what you're getting right now for absolutely free, and actually from the sources. So on this one, I'll actually remove myself. There's been plenty of stuff that Joseph's material has been ripped off and put behind a paywall, and that's what's happening. So I'll stop because then it's going to get nasty.
Yeah, just go deploy the strategies is what we want you
Just
to do.
deploy.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's where the point. I think that was the point I was supposed to make at some point.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
your version better. So that's fantastic. I think that we've given the folks enough time to go ahead and deploy in their business. Now let's talk about another strategy. We're gonna pull this one in because I absolutely love this one. People think that it's dead, because this was actually another one that was ripped off by the not by us, was ripped off from us. Let's talk about Craigslist. Let's talk about
Oh,
Craigslist,
nice.
Joseph. That's one that right now, think about Craigslist, whether you're selling on it or not selling on it. Think about what happens with Craigslist. It's still one of the top websites in the United States today. So let's start there. There's plenty of traffic. So you could not buy enough traffic that Craigslist is generating. Now, not only that, it is a search engine, considering that people are going specifically to Craigslist, are going specifically to Dallas, are going specifically to search for homes for sale.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of friction if you think about it. Online, everybody wants the one click and you've purchased whatever it is from Amazon. But here, you logged onto the internet. I know this sounds like a oh my gosh, first world problems, because it is, but this resistance is real. People go actively to Craigslist. People go actively to the location that they want to search for items to purchase, and then they actively go for homes for sale. And then they'll go through the trouble of filling out the filters. So in a way, this is a Zillow one, a Zillow type search, if you will, that you get to leverage. So the more inventory that you put on there, the more beneficial that it'll be for you. Now, I only allocated 5 on this one, Craigslist, even though it can be leveraged beyond that. So I went ahead and put 5 leads on this one, but I want to be very specific. You can advertise or you can promote either your listings or from your brokerage, or if you get permission, written permission, please make sure that you know your rules and regulations. If you get permission from other brokerages to market those properties or builders, you're leveraging the asset, which is a home. Now, here's the trick that a lot of people miss. When people comment on your or show interest on your post on Craigslist, they will email you, but the email that they end up using, or Craigslist gives them, is a phantom email. That email does not exist. That is an email that Craigslist creates. So for privacy issues, I think it's privacy issues. Maybe there's something more behind it, but you're not getting the real information. So the trick around this is in the body of your post, in the body of your advertisement, you're going to ask them to text you a certain code that you're going to know. I just suggest the street address. You want them to text you to either a automated texter that will send automated information back, or if you don't want to invest the $15 that it costs to have a software like that, then you are going to put a number there. Yeah. So you're going to ask them to text 123 Main Street to, I'm not going to give my cell phone number out, but you're just going to go to your cell phone number. And then when you get those messages, oh, I need to send them X, Y, and Z. So you're sending them additional information. And by you doing that, you're assuring that they will actually give you their real phone number, considering they're texting you. Yeah. That's the trick. Yeah.
That's fantastic, right? It's like, it's again, free leads, right? The strategy that Jaime's talking about, it takes a little bit of work, but again, as I've said multiple times, and as my dad used to say to me, you're not digging ditches, right? You're literally sitting behind a computer or on your phone and doing these things. So it's not that hard to get these leads. So I think that's a great strategy, Jaime. And so that brings us to 5, 10, 15, 23 leads. So we're already, what are we trying to go to? 25 leads?
Yeah.
All right. I'll get us to 25 now. We'll take it over the hump. And then of course, now we're going to be going beyond that after we start talking about the next strategies. But so yesterday I was sitting on my couch getting ready to watch Netflix, because that's what we do. Actually, I do, because my wife is working at night, so that's what I do. And so I'm sitting there getting ready to watch Netflix, and I'm waiting for my next phone call that I have, right, with an agent. And so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking through strategies and thinking through the process of, law of attraction, which is one of my favorite ways to do lead generation. And so I said, I think this will work, especially after having so many conversations with our mastermind agents and other agents. I said, let me try this. So here, this is the exact statement, ladies and gentlemen. You can write this down and I'll repeat it twice. But on my personal wall, I wrote, let's discuss. In today's market, would you sell your home if a pre-approved buyer presented an offer, even though you weren't selling it? And it was 10 to 50K higher than the home was worth last year. And so I have, I don't know, 30 something comments on it, right? So I deployed that strategy, gave it to some of our agents and our mastermind group first. One of the agents came back with a listing within 30 minutes, listing opportunity within 30 minutes. And then another agent had a best friend reach out. They want to sell their house, but they're in another market. So she's going to get a referral from that, right? And that referral can be 35% to 50%, depending on how she wants to start the conversation with the other agent, another market. And so let me repeat that strategy one more time. Let's discuss, in today's market, would you sell your home if a pre-approved buyer presented an offer, even though you weren't selling it, and it was 10K to 50K higher than it was worth the previous year? And so a lot of agents were like, well, in our market, in my market, they're selling for 100K, 250K more. I'm like, hey, genius, change the numbers, right? Like, it's not that hard. If your houses are selling for that much more in your market, that means it's more of a bait for somebody to comment, because now they're going to be like, man, if I can make an extra 100,000, 200,000, 250,000 in my market, like just by selling my house, I can walk away with X amount of cash. Most people are going to say yes. The question becomes, and one of our agents brought this up, is where do they move next, right? And so how do you overcome that? So what we discussed was, hey, that's where you become you have consultations, right? A consultative agent. Like, so that should be your job, building these relationships. And so you go in and you say, hey, look, before we list your house, because it's going to sell in a day or two, let's talk about where you're going to move next. Let's make sure you can get pre-approved for the next house you're looking for. If you're going to upsize or if you're going to downsize, let's make sure we have a property that you can move into. Most likely it's going to be a brand new house. You're not going to send, you're not going to actually, send somebody to another resale for the most part, right? So there's probably going to be more new construction available than there is resale. So at least when they want to move in. So that's how you overcome those things, right? But yeah, if you use that strategy, that right there, I know for a fact generated listings yesterday, right, within 24 hours. And most of these people are their friends didn't even know they were, they could get X amount of dollars for their house. And so now, if you take the strategy and you do it, you'll have comments, especially if you're somebody who engages in Facebook every day, right, or every other day. Those people are the ones that are starting to get listings very quickly from this strategy. And so, I would say that right there alone, you could do that every single month for the rest of 2021. You will generate at least 5, 10, 15 leads a month just from that strategy alone. And we're not talking about buyer leads, we're talking about listings, right?
Folks, so that ad copy right there, or that post, yeah, it's an ad copy. That post is circulating around. And that actually, that's something that what I really want to speak into Joseph here. I mean, it pains me to give him more credit than I always do, but this is something that he creates these, and the people that are in this inner circle, they benefit from it. But let's be real. If you stay close enough to Joseph, he leaves clues. He leaves clues. So I invite you, if you don't follow him right now, he's a great follow, whether that's Instagram, whether that's Facebook, whether that's Clubhouse, wherever you can get a hold of Joseph Gonzalez, you need to be following this man. Now, I want to go ahead and plug your YouTube channel, Joseph, because that's something that you've been intentional with. So I want to make sure that I give people the opportunity that raise awareness to, right? Go and find what's the name of the channel, Joseph?
It's just my name, Joseph Gonzalez. I made it. I made it very, 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 very specific to my name.
Yeah,
there's probably like 7,000 Joseph Gonzalez's. Yeah, very creative.
He's so creative. So he invests all of his brain power into actual strategies as opposed to his own marketing. So that's, I say that because it's my name as well. Well, not Joseph, but the channel name is my name too. So go and follow him. He's on YouTube. That's a fantastic follow. So please make sure that you invest the time to go over and get some of his knowledge that he's offering for free. So just want to make sure that you are aware that that's a thing. Can we, Brian? I'm gonna have to do this. My friend. Can you? Oh, you gave it away. Never mind, Joseph.
I already pinned it.
I was gonna
I
give
made their
some hard
lives
love.
easier.
I was
made
gonna
their
give
lives
some
easier.
hard love. I was gonna give some hard love. Be lucky, Brian, that that Joseph is on the other side, because you're about to get some. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming. You're about to get some hard love. Anyway, so we'll continue going. Where can I get that post is what Ben said. So Ben, you're gonna get some hard love now. It's on our other Facebook page. If you're friends with them, that's where it's at. So if you're friends with them, that's where it's at. And also if you listen back to the podcast, that'll be perfect. All right.
Yeah, that'll probably be the easiest thing to do is listen back to the podcast. AKA go subscribe if you have not subscribed to the podcast. Byron said, LOL, thanks.
Joseph, we've already hit it, but let's just talk about let's do some back and forth. Ads are still a thing, right?
Yeah.
Ads can continue to be a thing if you want. Now, the one thing that Joseph and I subscribe to is, if you're going to spend a marketing dollar, make sure that you have the infrastructure behind it. And if you don't have the infrastructure behind it, make sure you have the willpower behind it. So what that means is, whenever you spend $1 and you get a lead back, if you're running any of our ad copies, it's very doable. In fact, it's going to be pennies for certain ad copies in certain markets. I have to put that disclaimer.
Yeah.
But if you're spending some money, make sure that you're following up to get the honey. Ooh, look at that.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you need to make sure that you're emailing, texting, calling, because leads are going to come. People will fill out your form, whether that's on Facebook or on your landing page. The difficult part with online leads is we expect a random email that goes out 2 days after the fact. When you finally got around to it, we expect that email to do the entire heavy lifting. That is not going to happen. So at bare minimum, whenever you're running these ad copies, and we'll go over them in a couple of seconds, but whenever you're running these ad copies, at bare minimum, they need to have your email in their inbox instantly. They need to have your text in their cell phone instantly. And they need to hear that phone ring from you within 5 minutes. Speed to lead is real. So whether you run a just listed ad, which if you're interested in that, just hit Joseph or up. Actually, I have them already copied and pasted. So just hit me in the DMs and I'll send you the just listed ad, or the price drop ad, or the new construction ad, or the open house ad, or basically give you everything. So just let us know.
What do you need?
Well, yeah. What do you need? You want me to go in there?
I feel like
log in.
I feel like you're one of those watch salesmen that old school, like in the old school, and you opened your jacket up, and you're like, what? Cologne, watches.
Okay, interested in this. What you got? What's your flavor? What's your size? I got you.
Awesome.
I'm not from the
That's
Bronx,
awesome.
but is that offensive? No. Anyway,
no, I don't think so.
Who cares?
I think if you said Jersey, sure. Wait. Anyway, moving forward.
Jersey. I used to. No, stop. All righty. So Facebook ads, Joseph, I really don't want to go too much into the ads part, just to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But we can just let's give some general pointers on Facebook ads, because again, we could easily say spend $100 a day and boom, you're there.
Yeah, easily. So let's talk about Facebook ads. I think the problem with most people who run Facebook ads is they're expecting a home run, right? And the reality is, it doesn't matter if you're getting leads from Zillow, from Realtor.com, from OpCity, any of these companies. They're all getting leads from the same place. This is the reality of our industry. And I think a lot of people have a hard time understanding this, right? The reality is that whenever you're getting leads from the same place, the turnaround time is not dependent on the company that's generating the leads. The turnaround time is dependent on the total amount of data that's collected from all of these sources. And on average, the turnaround time for most of these leads is going to be roughly 180 days. That's the average. Not saying that you won't have opportunities that happen before that, but that's the average, total average of these. So my tip is be very diligent in your follow-up and don't try to automate everything. I think a lot of real estate agents come into running Facebook ads and then they're sold on chatbots and then they're sold on, all these sequences that they should be doing automatically. And then if you actually reach out to successful agents and ask them, hey, how many deals did you close from those automated messages that you send out? I guarantee the number of leads that actually close from those automated messages is going to be fairly low. And I'm not saying that it's not important, right? But you should have some curated information that you're sending to people, and even videos of you talking, so that people can actually get to know you. And those are the type of deals that you close much faster, because somebody might be on the fence for 180 days because they don't know if they really want to buy a house because they don't know enough information to buy a house. But if you're providing them helpful information through video content, through text messages, they're going to be more apt to work with you much sooner, right? So my tip would be just make sure you hone in your follow-up. Don't try to automate absolutely everything, and try to be as real as you possibly can to truly help these folks that are coming in. Because a lead is, at the end of the day, as I was talking to one of my partners in lead generation, a lead is your SOI. You make them your SOI over time. Don't just consider them a lead. So that would be my tip anyway, Jaime. I don't know if that's the direction you want to go with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Again, the ad copies, we can absolutely just to throw it in there, because I know that a lot of us, there's going to be that resistance to even reach out. So I'll go ahead and not be a
Yeah.
jerk. One of the things that you can do right now is, since there's a seller's market right now, a just listed has a lot of value. A
Mm,
just listed home has a lot of value. So the strategy there is securing a property that was just listed. Ideally, you want it to have hit the market within less than 3 days. So whether that's yours, whether that's your brokers, whether that's somebody outside the brokerage, again, written permission, know your rules and regulations in your state, but you're leveraging that listing and you're running some paid traffic to it. And it's very, very simple. The ad copy is very similar to just listed home in Fort Myers.
yeah.
And then you're going to put a little blurb below that on what makes this property different, whether it was updated, whether it's on a golf course, whether it has a pool, whether it has a new roof, whether it has whatever. You're just putting a little bit of a blurb. We're not putting the entire MLS. That's not the point of this.
Yeah.
Then what we're going to do is, at the bottom, we're going to have our call to action. And in our call to action, what we're going to put is click learn more for pictures, address, and now more than ever, virtual tour. And that's when people click learn more, and either you're sending them directly into the lead form if you're running a lead generation campaign from Facebook, or you're sending them to a landing page that you've created. Now, it's important that whenever you drive traffic away from Facebook, you have a very targeted message on the back end. We're not sending them into the abyss of your fancy website that you paid $5,000 for. That's not where we're sending them,
Hmm.
because that's going to be a good way for you to burn money. Now you're sending them to a targeted landing page that's going to have that message that you shared on the ad copy. You're just restating it. You're not introducing an entirely different feel. You're not introducing an entirely different sales message. You're just basically, very literally, copying and pasting what you put in the ad copy in the landing page, because guess what? You know that it works, considering that they clicked on the ad and went to your landing page. So what this means is, if you're offering, this isn't directly an example of the ad copy that I just went through, but if you're offering a list of homes under $500,000 in the ad copy, and people thought enough to click on that, and once they get on the landing page, you decide to introduce, by the way, all of these homes are 2 stories. Why in the hell would you introduce something like that? That there's no reason for you to do that. You just needed to reinforce whatever you promised in the ad copy. So then people would not have any friction, and then they'll actually deliver you a quality lead.
Yeah, yeah. You just have to reiterate that whatever you're right. I think we've talked about this before. There has to be congruency. I think I did a call with like 20 agents from another real estate company last week, and we kind of went into this a little bit. And it's you have to understand that you can't run an ad, as Jaime was saying, for single story and then send them a list of 2-story houses. It just doesn't make sense, right? People who do that are mine. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, what Jaime is saying, make sure there's congruency, right? Make sure things match that you're delivering people. So Jaime, I'm going to go for the people who are still watching. I'm going to go into a strategy that I didn't want to share today, but I think I'll share it. If we get, let's do this. If we get 10 comments on YouTube and on Facebook that say, please share, then I'll share the strategy because it's
You've been
going
challenged.
into, yeah,
You've
it's
been
going
challenged.
into the details a little bit more on what you said about getting coming soons and how to get those very easily so that you can attract new buyers if you want to attract new buyers. And I know for a fact this is going to get people business very quickly for at least for my set of agents. So
I know what he's about to drop, so I highly encourage everybody. And I mean, we're being a little bit silly now, but this is part of it. This is part of the exchange, right? So I know we have plenty of people on Facebook right now through the groups that we're sharing in, and I know that we have plenty of people over on YouTube as well. So we do mean this, and Joseph's being generous. He's just needing 10. So please share is a comment that we're looking for. Please share is whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. I already know it. So I don't need it. So this is up to you guys. It's the ball's in your court. Now's a great time to you also say if you're listening to this podcast, you're a little bit late on the please share. So a way to compensate.
Yes.
Yeah, blame the people that were on. You're gonna kick yourself for not being on if we don't get to that milestone that we're looking for. Now would be a great time
Yeah.
to hit that 5-star review. Because again, right now, even if we don't get to that mile marker that we need to be, it's I feel like we've earned it. I feel like there's a 5-star review right there. It's going to really help us out in the algorithm. Joseph and I were doing some business planning for the next through the summer, actually. So this is something that we are, not necessarily are we going to keep doing this or not. It's just how do we go to a different level? And that involves you, whether you're listening on this podcast after the fact or you're listening now. We do need your engagement. We do need to feel that love. So if you want this to be shared, let us know. Please share. I've lost count, Joseph. How many do we have there?
Oh, hold on one second. I just moved my audio over on accident. Let's go input. Let's go headphones, output.
I have two over here and one.
Oops. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, Jaime. I lost my audio there for a second.
You're
Input is going to be external mic, output, Bluetooth headphones. Sound check. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm back. I had to scratch my ear and my headphones fell off. Okay, how many do you have on YouTube?
I have over here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 on YouTube, and then over here on this other page that we're in, we have 2.
9.
And we have one
that's
over
10,
here.
11.
I've 8 on my end.
All right, we got 12 total then. Okay, so I'll share it. So
boom, there we go.
You were talking about coming soon, right? And using coming soon as a strategy that should work really well right now to generate leads, right? And so what we know is that if you're using coming soon, that a lot of people are going to be interested in wanting to get access to houses before they even hit the market, correct? And so a lot of agents won't have coming soons or access to coming soons. So I'll tell you how to deploy the strategy 2 different ways. Number one is obviously, as Jaime said earlier, is reach out to other agents who might have something that's coming soon, right? That takes some legwork because you got to, reach out to agents. You can also figure out ways to do it organically by posting, hey, how many real estate agents am I connected with? Then message them individually, hey, you have anything coming soon, right? A lot of agents will say you just have to wait, but some of them will be like, yeah, here's what I have, possibly hitting the market, or that's a off market listing. But one thing that I shared, and I wasn't planning on sharing on this podcast, but we got some nice people who are interested, so we'll share it. So as we said before, we're big fans of new construction, right? So in new construction, I'm turn my volume down on my phone here. In new construction, what we know is that there are a lot of builders that have what we call spec homes, or they have homes that are planned out. So for us, the thing that we discussed is, and I discussed this with our agents with full-time virtual assistants. I said, you take your virtual assistant and you get a list of all the builders in your market that are available, right? And so what happens is you have this list of however many builders that you have and the on-site's contact information. Your VA then goes into your email on your behalf and starts sending an email to every one of them every Monday and every Friday. Hey, what do you have coming to the market? What's off market right now? What's planned out for the next 4, 5, 6 months? And then your VA starts building a list of new coming soons, brand new construction coming soons. Now, nobody else, there's only one market that I know that's doing this right, and it's a company that's doing it. But if you have a virtual assistant, because let's be honest, most agents aren't going to do this because it's work. So hate to hurt your feelings, but it's true. On top of all the other things that you do, because I know you work really hard. But so the virtual assistant will reach out to the new construction or to the builder every single Monday and every Friday, start building the list of coming soons. Also ask them, hey, what is sold so I can mark it off my list? And then you take that and you build that into a Facebook ad if you're doing paid ads, or you build it into an organic strategy. Hey, I have the only list of homes for every builder that are going to be hitting the market that have not hit the market yet. You tell me how powerful that is in regard to finding buyers, one, and two, also marketing those properties for that builder and say, hey, here's how many people have engaged with me. And then you start becoming that builder's go-to agent, because let's be honest, and I've said this for years, most of those partner agents that builders have are lazy as you know what, because they've been being fed and getting nice, fat, and happy without doing any work. You can go take that spot easily. And so this is a strategy to do that. Did that make sense to everybody?
Folks, this one is good. This one is good. And let me unpack that for a quick second. Let us know if you have any questions on that. The reason that I absolutely got very excited about that when I first heard it, Ben, mic drop, Joseph, mic drop. So I'll give you one of these. I'll give you one of these. The reason I got so excited about that was because that company that Joseph was mentioning, that's really the only company in the game. And here's the problem with that company. Again, I don't want to give them promo because they haven't cut us a fat check, but the abbreviation is NHS. So that's the only company out in the space right now. And here's the thing with that company. They don't include all of the new builds, not even close. So how they take their money is by builders advertising, right? So it's not even as, although I don't want to do this, but it's not even as good as Zillow when it comes to, at least Zillow gives you a lot more than the that there may be in the MLS. I hate to say that, but yes, it happens. It may not be the most accurate, but when it comes to that other new construction, I almost gave it away. The new construction website, they don't have all of the new homes. There's not a national platform, certainly not a regional or a local platform that has all of these. So if you become the source, then think how powerful that is. And a lot of you are still don't want to do new builds, whatever. I mean, that's kind of whether you want to or not. It's a way to generate business, whether that's going to get you buyers, it's going to get you sellers, it's going to get you everything. The thing that's going to limit a lot of people from taking action today goes back to step one, Joseph, is that it involves a little bit of work. And I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I think that we both know that that's true. And if you can put this into your business, it's really as simple as sending out an email and then hoping that they come back.
Yeah, I'll tell you this too. I know one other company that's doing it in our Austin market. And I can tell you they charge the builder. So if you were to deploy the strategy, you can create an entire business model out of this. I'll tell you the number. I know the number is between $800 to $1,500 per builder per month, right?
Repeat that.
To
Repeat that.
$800 to $1,500 per month to market the new construction homes, right? So you can imagine if you're the curator of all of these and you're putting it in front of all the real estate agents in that market, and then you're helping them do things like, hold, continuing education classes, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, point is, by being able to be the one who curates the list, again, owning the data is super important in today's world. You can build a business that will generate you, depending on how many builders you have. You can even start out cheap if you wanted to, $200 per builder. Let's say you have 30 builders. What's that, $6,000 a month? And then if you have a virtual assistant, you're not doing anything. Let me write this down.
Like, oh my gosh, I should probably listen to myself. The strategy, there's so many different offshoots. There's so many different offshoots. I like where you're taking it, of the entrepreneurial mindset, because there's different ways for you to generate. It's something as simple as it's the same concept, just to make sure that we grab as many people as we can. It's the same concept as if you have a very popular blog, if you will. A lot of people don't realize that the 15,000 people that come to their blog every single month, you can monetize that. And it's not just a hobby. So it's just the same strategy, if you will. You can make your money from the builder if you want. You can make your money from other agents. Hey, I have this source. If you want to have access to it, it's $50 a month a piece.
Yeah.
It's just, and this is, yes, this is an entrepreneur. So the Agent Lead Source Podcast, I saw somebody ask what the name of the podcast was. The Agent Lead Source Podcast is the name of the podcast. And although we're speaking more about lead generation for real estate agents, Joseph has a wildly successful business. I have a wildly successful business in these different aspects that we're looking at it from the lens of you as a real estate agent, but also looking at it from the lens of being a business owner. Now, we're not saying, hey, go out and be a mini Zillow, but just understand that you're able to do that with something as simple as what Joseph just mentioned. It's just going to require a little bit of effort.
Yeah. And the reality is, if you look at the effort behind it, it's not much compared to anything else you're going to be doing, right? Imagine getting a residual check every month for literally curating a list of new construction homes for your market, for agents in your market, right? And yeah, at the end of the day, yes, our job, we just did our job, which is showing you how to get 25 leads per day. And we showed you how to get abundant more, right? An abundance more. But our job is also to teach other people who are real estate agents to be business owners. And so, instead of going out and selling wine or MLM schemes, right? Like, here's how you really run a true business, and understand how to take, the real estate business and extrapolate other businesses from it, right? So not only do you continue doing what you're doing, which you should continue doing real estate, because there's definitely more money long-term in doing real estate. But then there are other side things that pay for your business to continue to grow, right? And so those of you who are watching, listening right now, if this makes sense, let us know. But this is how, like, true entrepreneurs think about growing their business. I have a real estate business. How do I continue to grow that real estate business into other businesses, but still be within the real estate circle, right? And so, in genre. So that's really how you do it. Anyway, you want to get new construction. Coming soons, you want to use coming soons to drive more business. That's like the easiest way to do it right now, especially if you don't have any coming soons.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. So everybody on the live stream right now, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, a like is going to go a long way. So I know that there's a lot more. We have 20 odd people over here on YouTube right now. So I'd love to see 20 more likes here. That'd be fantastic. And I am monitoring, by the way. So that'd be fantastic. Now, also, Joseph, we don't do this, and I know that you won't do this, so I have to do it for you because I do all the work around here.
Facts.
There's a question here of how can I learn more about this strategy? So here's where I kind of have to break it up, because at this point, it would be a disservice to the audience for them not to learn how they can work with you directly with that and beyond the strategy. So Joseph, I know that you have a program, or actually, I shouldn't even call it a program. I know there's a way. I don't know if it's open right now. So can you share a little bit more about that? Again, this is just straight because I'm seeing the comments over here. What would be an organic strategy? What would that look like? That's a golden nugget. Thank you. How can I learn more about this strategy? Facts, not fiction. Okay, that was funny too. I like that one. Anyway, right now I don't have a VA. I will do this all myself. So there's a lot of questions that we're not going to be able to get to on this podcast. But
Sure.
I think that now would be a great time for you to share. And I know we're breaking our norms, but I think that we
Yeah.
owe it to the folks to see how they can advance this, because I mean the viewership just spiked. So I don't know. Somebody told their friend, told their friend, told their friend. Now we're here.
Yeah, no, I think if you want to work with me, like I don't ever try to like hard sell anybody on our stuff. I use the strategies that I talk about on these calls to tell people about our programs and tell them what we do. I don't ever hard sell anybody, even when I get on calls. I'm like, hey, here's what we do. Here are the strategies. If you're interested, cool. So if you're interested in chatting with me, feel free to add me as a friend on Facebook. You can find me in most real estate groups probably, or just go look for my name. Joseph Manuel Gonzalez, Manuel. Reach out to me, and if you want to jump on a call, cool. If not, not a problem at all. As Jaime said, most of the stuff that we're giving you is all free information, right? And then if people decide to work with us, fantastic. And we've helped a lot of people out, and I'm very thankful for that over the years. I mean, thousands upon thousands of agents, and so as far as plugging my programs and our virtual assistant program, I'll talk about it here and there. But yeah, I'm not going to tell you guys to to buy anything from me, to be honest with you. I probably miss out on a lot of money because I don't do that, especially whenever we drop bombs on these type of podcasts and lives. But my job is just to continue helping people. Right now, if you start taking up too much of my time, I'm gonna start charging you. That's just the reality of it. Like, my time is very valuable, just like all your time is valuable. So when people start asking me coaching questions, and 30 questions later, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to go eat dinner with my family.
Yeah.
You got to pay for my dinner. You know what I mean? Like, it becomes a different type of situation. So anyway, to answer the question short, Jaime, if you want to talk to me, shoot me a message on Facebook. My team will see it. I try to answer if they're asleep. If not, they let me know, and then we'll schedule a call.
Awesome. And notice how I had to pull that from him, guys, because that really is Joseph at his core. So this isn't a pitch fest. Notice that this is the first time that I've even brought this up. We've done 28 of these, right? So this is just an opportunity for you to work with. You heard it right here. More than two, but two really mic drop moments that are strategies that you're not hearing. Now, if you do hear about these and it happens to be behind the paywall, is because somebody ripped these off, and
where it came from.
you know where it came from. This is was repackaged by the ClickFunnels Mafia, as you know. So this is a great opportunity for you to work with Joseph. I'm not even gonna plug myself in here because nobody wants to work with me, Joseph. And I charge for every pit. You saw it today. You saw I was about to go off on somebody. So Joseph's a lot nicer than I am. But no, this is a fantastic way for you to learn not only that strategy. If this was the free stuff that he wanted to share with you, imagine what the other stuff, I'm not going to say better stuff, it's just the other stuff that he has that's more systemized. So do yourself a favor, check it out. If it's right for you, great. If it's not, great. Doesn't matter. All we ask is that like and 5-star review.
Yeah.
All righty. So Joseph, I think we're getting ready for the dismount. I'm going through here looking for some comments, see if we missed anything, any questions that we can address before we head on out.
Yeah, and those of you who are watching on Facebook as well, if you have a question, please ask. As Jaime stated in the beginning of this, and I know some of you came in later, if you want us to go into a little bit more detail on any of these strategies, we're always, welcoming people to ask those type of questions, because that's, it's kind of part of our job, if you will. It's not really a job; it's what we enjoy doing.
No, it's a job for me, Joseph. I don't know about you.
Anything that takes time away from what you're really doing is technically like a job.
100%. No, I like this. Obviously. Cool. Well, all right, Joseph. So I think we are ready to go for the dismount. I'm struggling to find mine. I think that leads are everywhere. I think opportunities are absolutely everywhere. And I think that we showed you a great way. And just to rapid fire, so you don't think we're full of it, we had YouTube on the docket. We had blogs on the docket. We had, what else did I write here? There's another one, but I can't read it. So anyway, we had several more on the docket, but we didn't even need to. So these are different strategies that you can deploy. The one thing that's going to keep your CRM empty is not acting. So without rehashing the whole take action, take action, take action, just know that leads are conversations. Conversations are leads. Have conversations with as many people as possible. You may think that you only have 20 friends. That's fantastic. Good for you if you have that many. I don't have that many. So if you have 20 friends, understand that they have a few more people themselves. So always get the contact information, updated contact information from the people that you speak with, but then also give yourself the opportunity to work with their sphere of influence. Do you know somebody? Can I serve somebody? How can I benefit somebody else within your sphere of influence? You're going to be surprised how many people willingly give you their close relationships, tee them up so you can close it.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing how much people will actually just like, hey, yeah, this is the person that I know that's willing to that wants to work with, that's looking to buy a house or sell a house, right? And so as Jaime said, I'm not going to go be a dead horse, to death. I guess that's how the saying goes.
I'm going to call PETA on you, Joseph. What are we doing here?
But seriously, all it takes is action, right? As Hyman said, like, have conversations, build relationships with people, be nice, and that'll take you so freaking far in this business, in any business really, and it'll catapult you into a place that beyond wherever you are. If you're just starting out, if you're already successful, the successful people know this. But just be a good person and take action on these little things and just do them daily. And you're going to look back at 2021 and we have however many more of these that we have to do throughout the year. But you'll look back at 2021 and if you didn't do anything, you'll be like, man, Joseph and Jaime literally gave me 50, 60 strategies, right? And if you did do something, you'll look and go, man, Joseph and Jaime helped me close an additional, 20, 30 deals this year. So that would be my dismount for this particular call.
Boom. The Agent Lead Source podcast. It is the only podcast that you should have. It's the only thing that you should have on your phone. Do away with everything else. Do away with everything else. Do away with even your family pictures. I don't care. Of course I'm kidding. But here we go. Man. The Agent Lead Source podcast, episode 28. 28. Yeah. So how to go from 1 lead to 25 leads per day. I think we beyond crushed that. If you have any questions about the strategies, then feel free to connect with us, but also connect with Joseph if you want to go deeper into the strategies that not only that he dropped, but also some that you will absolutely blow your mind. Thankfully, I already have them, so I don't need to do that. But that's because Joseph is very giving of his time, talents, treasure. Thanks so much for listening to the Agent Lead Source. Let's try it again. Bring it back. Thank you for listening to the Agent Lead Source podcast. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Love you.